One of the top comments on my previous video said that making your own alcohol at home is a recession indicator, and I don't disagree. Have you seen the prices of boxed wine lately? But nobody wants to go to a party and show up empty-handed. We all want to be a gracious guest, so I'm going to show you how to make your own boxed wine at home, save a little money, and impress your friends. Here we just removed 2 cups of juice from each of these bottles and then put 1 cup of sugar in each bottle. These are 64-ounce bottles of red grape juice. We're also going to throw in a half teaspoon of organic yeast nutrient into each of these jugs because yeast are just like us, they need a balanced diet. They can't just sit around eating sugar all day, right? This here packet of yeast is going to get split between both bottles and give us wine at 15% alcohol by volume. Also, we got to keep the bad buggies out. We don't want any fruit flies getting in here, turning this gourmet red wine into red wine vinegar because I don't really care for salads. Make sure to poke some holes in those gloves. And if you're lucky, over time, they might just inflate and say hello. After about 2 weeks, those will be done fermenting, and so we got to get the air out of the bottles and put them in the fridge to cold crash and clear. Cold crashing puts the yeast into a sort of hibernation and they fall out to the bottom. Here they're done fermenting, so this just helps it clear up a little bit faster. Keep all those jams and jellies. And here's the part where we're going to have to get a little crafty because we need something to package our wine in, and since I'm a big fan of black box wine, I'm going to go ahead and rip off their vibe. You just need a box big enough to fit about a gallon of wine. Shoebox would work fine. Then we're just going to funnel our wine into this wine bag. I'll put a link in the description for where you can pick these up. They're super cheap and I'm presuming that you can reuse them. Just make sure you leave all that gunk in the bottom of the bottle. It's kind of like the last cup or so of wine. It's going to be full of yeast and other crap that you don't want to drink. And then you're going to have to become your own marketing and branding department because it's really important that you put your personal touch on this. You want your friends to know that this is a gourmet box of wine, but it's a box of wine that you made yourself. So you're really trying to ride that line of bespoke minimalism. So personally, I went with a nice big sans serif font. Next up, wine goes in the box, so we just need to cut a hole. This shot glass was about the right size, but I'm sure you've got other things around the house that are about 1.5 inches in diameter, if you know what I mean. All right, wine bag goes in box, spigot comes out of box, close box up, and now you've got your own box of wine that you made at home. But the fun doesn't stop there because you need a way to conveniently carry it, so we're breaking out the shot glass once again to create a handle. Look at that. And I consider I'm telling you this is delicious, but don't take my word for it. This is my friend David. I consider him to be a local wine expert, and last night actually he was at a guided tasting with a sommelier at a fancy Oklahoma City restaurant. So when it comes to wine, I do believe he knows what he's talking about and will give an honest review.
That is disgusting.